Okay, so on December 6th, I published a video on what do you want from me? What do you want from me? As a question of what do you want to know? And get my take on 20 years of doing voiceover pretty much since 1996, 97, in an effort to keep on giving you valuable videos. Why not ask what are the things that you want to know? So a couple of you've chimed in. Animal Facts asks, how do I keep my voice from going up in pitch? One of the best ways, and this came from a friend of mine who had a pretty decent lower register, similar to that of Mike Rowe. He actually sounds very similar to Mike Rowe. He taught me an exercise because I was trying to get my voice a little bit lower and have the same kind of timbre that he had. So he taught me an exercise of just doing like a from the gut, like a just kind of stretching out your vocal cords that way. But of course, we're all subject to what voice we have. As far as your voice going up in pitch, I'm thinking that you're while you're doing a read, and maybe you're kind of keep on going up like this. And when you're reading and when you're performing a voiceover, try and do it uncomfortably. That's great advice, right? Do it uncomfortably. A lot of people speak from their chest and from their throat. Speak from your gut, and that means almost extending your belly in a way. That's where the uncomfortable part comes in, because a lot of people don't like to accentuate that part of their body. But typically when and a lot of singers do this, they sing from the diaphragm. So that's where your diaphragm is. So if you speak from your diaphragm, your head, in a sense, becomes like a speaker, a loudspeaker. And as you start doing voiceover more and more, you'll find that you play to your register of voice. Like in this case, I almost have a growl when I come off of certain sentences. Like if I read one of the comments here, I'll say, vocal techniques, if there are any. You hear that at the end of my voice, there's that kind of a thing. That also is a style, but also helps you lower your register, if that helps. Laura asks, vocal techniques, if there are any, for different styles like breathy, sexy, friendly, young, etc. Breathy would be breathy, kind of like this, breathing. And I've done a video on an exercise that I use while I'm reading copy to help me get a grasp on how to do a read and get the feel of it, and I call it the whisper technique. So if I'm reading copy, I'll just kind of read through it and go, howdy Jim, business stuff question. So I'm new in the VO business. I don't have a lot of gigs yet. Any suggestions on? So that helps me get the timing of it, the feel, but I call that the whisper technique. As far as vocal techniques for different styles like breathy, read it breathy. Vocal techniques, if there are any, for different styles like breathy, sexy, friendly, young, etc. Back in my days at a radio station in Connecticut, the receptionist typically did all the bar spots that had the bars that were of a revealing nature. So everything they did was come out to so-and-so's Palomino Grill, that kind of thing. Friendly, friendly young is just sounding friendly. Imagining, and a lot of these things typically come from a center of the character that you're trying to embody. So if you have some sort of nuance in your head that you want to come from on a casual basis with somebody you've done this with, being friendly is just, hey, being friendly. How would you be friendly to somebody? Sounding young, good question. As far as sounding young, I'm not exactly sure. I think I've just gotten older. I think there's a timbre to my voice where I can kind of sound young if I really need to, and accentuate it that way, if that helps. Probably doesn't. But Edawg 1960, howdy Jim, business stuff question, new into VO business, don't have a lot of gigs yet. Any suggestions on should I spend the $300 to $700 for an S Corp or LLC? Okay, I did answer that question. I said, you know what? Definitely defer to a CPA/attorney from the state in which you live for that question. If you need help finding a few, I can help. So it just depends on your state, how your CPA should think that you should be set up. according to your income. So definitely seek out a CPA when it comes to those types of things. So that's about it for this episode, if you will, of Ask JMVO about VO. Maybe that's what I should call it. What should the hashtag be? And when you use the hashtag, I can get the question and start compiling the next episode of questions to answer regarding voiceover. And it doesn't have to be about style and voiceover technique, and it can be about business and how to get business, how to market yourself, how to sell yourself, how to get on the phone, how to present a value proposition, how to lead the client to a potential close, and if you can't sell them, at least make a friend. With that being said, thanks for watching. Please ask away. Use the hashtag, you know what the hell, Ask JMVO. And I'll be happy to answer any questions according with that hashtag on the next YouTube video, and maybe even do some Facebook Lives. And we'll do some back and forth question answering and all sorts of fun stuff. If you follow me at Jim McCarthy VOS, you should be able to find me all over the Twitter sphere. Thanks for watching.